Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to our YouTube channel and welcome to this video. This is John from xemacscode, and this is another video tutorial for our point of sale system using JavaFX and MySQL. So from the previous tutorial, we have implemented on how to add categories, right? So as you can probably remember, we already added the categories into our combo box. So let's try that real quick. Okay, login successful, and then manage product, and here we have successfully created or inserted all the categories in this particular combo box. And of course we could have the option to create new categories or edit, update, and of course delete if we don't like that particular category. So in this video we're going to create, or we're going to continue to implement our manage products window. So basically we will be adding the feature to actually create or add a product into our database, and it should update also our table right here. So currently we don't have that feature, and also we will be adding the image right here. So first off, let's start by editing our design, because we want to add a new button right below this particular picture or image box. So it will go browse. So whenever we click on that particular button, so we should be able to select the image that we want to use for that particular product, and maybe resize the window, because we want to balance the buttons or all the fields right here with our table view. So let's go to our source and open up our I think it's products.fxml. Okay, so here we are, and first let's make sure that we do have the fxid for all the fields right here. So for example, this one for our image, then I named it as IV product. We also have one for the ID, description, price. We have the category, so that's CB categories. We also have PTN save one, and with the method action add category on the on action event. We also have the weight, so we have the CB weight, and we also have the CB status and of course lastly our save button, so PDN save. So as I've said, we're going to create another button, so I'll just copy and paste this inside here. Okay, so I'll just reposition this just below the image box. Okay, and then instead of save, it should say, is this the right one? Let's just check. So BTN. Okay, so this will be BTN. Okay, so this will be BTN browse. This is for selecting or browsing the image that we want to use for that particular product, and this is for saving our information right here. So instead of save, it should say browse. Okay, with 3 dots. Okay, so it signifies that whenever we click on that, it should open a new FileChooser dialog. Okay, before we start with the actual code for that, let's save this. I think it's already saved, and let's go back to our NetBeans IDE, and we just want to update the controller of our products. Okay, so we now have the BTN browse that we have just added. Okay, so initially we don't have items to our status. So let's go back to our program. Let's run this and then log in by using our admin and admin username and password. So by default right now we don't have the CB weight items. I mean items for our combo box weight. Same with our status. Only our category have items. So basically we want also to add items to our CB weight and CB status. So let's do that here inside our products controller and here in the initialize method. So we're just gonna add the CB status and then get items. Okay, and then let's just add, for example, the first one will be available. Let's just make it all caps, available. Get items that add, we're getting an error. Incompatible type, string cannot be converted to. That's because our CB status should have a string type here. So let's just do the same for our weight, string. There we go, and we could just copy and paste this, and it should say unavailable. So this is the product status. So whenever we add a new product, it should say if the product is available or not. And then let's do the same for our CB weight. And then we're just gonna get the items and then add. And of course we're gonna delete the first, or the other D. And then let's just say yes. And then the other one is no. So we could try this. Maybe clean and build our application, just to make sure that we are getting the new version of our app by using the clean and build feature of NetBeans. Okay, and then we could just run this file, log in, specify our username, which is admin and admin. Anyway guys, we're gonna improve this UI, because as you can see now, this is not our desired output of our POS or point of sale system. Okay, so category, we have categories populated. We also have weight. There we go, yes, no. And then status, if the product is available or unavailable in our stocks or in our inventory. So that's basically it. Now the other options or the other features that we want to add is to browse an image whenever we click on this browse button. And as I've said, we're going to improve the total UI of our application. So before we proceed to the other feature that we want to add, let's just preview the other application that I'm currently working. If you are interested, we could get to this particular UI if we want. So we have here the login for our application. This is what I want for our POS. So if you want to have this particular UI, then you can follow along with our tutorial. So I'm just gonna log in by using the same password, admin, and login successful. And then of course we will try to improve this dialog box also, and then click on OK. So the new output should look like this. This is what we are trying to achieve. We have the different buttons below, and of course the information, our sales information, and of course the added products into our cart. So if you're interested, you can follow along this with this tutorial and get this particular output that you want. Or if you're just if you're just interested, you can follow along with this tutorial. Now let's proceed to the other features that we want, which is browsing an image whenever we click on the browse button right here. So in order for us to do that, let's just use the file chooser for our button. Okay, so we could set the action right here, code, and then we're gonna say on action handle browse image. There you go. Save, and then regenerate our controller. So it should have a new method below for handling our image browsing. Okay, so in here we could just add the try and catch statement. So exception ex, and then we're just gonna display the message coming from this variable if something happens with our logic inside our try block. Okay, so we're gonna add the file chooser right here. So file chooser fc equals new file chooser, open and close parentheses, and then we're gonna import that. So import JavaFX stage.fileChooser, and below that we'll just try to configure for the filters of this particular file chooser. So we don't want other files to be included, we just want to have the image file. So let's just say extension 1 equals new file chooser, and then extension filter, and then we're just gonna list the files that we want. So the first one will be JPG files. There you go, open and close parentheses, and then asterisk, and then JPG files, and then specify the second parameter, which is of type JPG. There you go. We could just copy and paste this, and the second extension that we want is PNG file. So that will be PNG files, and then PNG, and also here let's just change that into PNG. So now that we have this filters, we're gonna add that into our file chooser. So fc, that's the object of our file chooser. So get extension filters, and then we're gonna add all. Okay, and then we need to specify the extensions that we want. I mean the extensions that should be included in the file chooser. And then right after that, let's just say file equals file chooser dot show open dialog. There you go. And then let's just say dashboard controller dot get primary stage. Okay, get primary stage dashboard controller. So get primary stage, that's not state. Okay, and then buffered, we're gonna declared later on the file object or the file object. So let's just proceed for now. Buffer image. All this logic right here enables us to upload and set the image into our image view, and also later on to our database if we decided to upload the files later on. So image equals, image equals swing fx utils, and that we're gonna use the 2fx image, and then specifying the buffered reader, and let's just say null, and then I believe it's iv product that set image, and then we're gonna set the image right here. So as I've said, we need to declare also the file, right? So we could just go back here, just right here. Okay, so let's just declare file, and then we're gonna import that. So import java.io that file. Okay, and of course we need to import the other classes as well. So buffered image, let's just import this, not the AWT buffered image. Okay, or I think we could use the Java AWT image. Okay, and then import JavaFX scene image that image. There you go. We need to add the semicolon at the end of this particular line, and we're still getting this particular error right here that says cannot find symbol method get primary stage from class dashboard controller. So let's try to solve that. Okay, so let's open up our dashboard controller right here, and we're gonna add a new variable right here. So that will be private static stage, and then stage. Okay, so what we're trying to do here is static should be small s. What we're trying to do here is just getting the primary stage, and then we're gonna set methods right here for setting and getting our primary stage. So that will be private void set primary stage. Okay, and then it should accept stage data type or object, and then dashboard controller that p stage equals to the newly to the new parameter specified. So stage. There you go. Okay, so save this, and we need to on the initialize. Okay, on the opening of the modal window, we need to call this particular function or method set primary stage, so that we will pass and initialize our p stage variable. P stage variable right here. Save that. It should solve our problem with get primary stage. What's the name? Okay, so we need to return first because we're only setting the primary stage right here, and of course we need the getter method. So that will be static and then stage, and of course get primary stage here, open and close curly braces and returning the P stage. There you go. Save that and it should solve our problem right here. Okay, so let's try our application. Let's just clean and build first so that we will have the new version of our application. So I think that's good, and then run our project. Okay, so admin and then admin, login successful, and manage product. So browse, there you go. So we're now getting this particular output. Not responding. Let's just wait for that to respond. There you go. Let's just select any image right here. For example, this one, food. Open, and it should set the image right here. So currently we're not saving yet the image into the database. We're just setting it to the image view right here. Okay, but we're not currently saving it yet. So we need to add also the logic that whenever we click on this save button, it should save the information or the product information into our database. So we're gonna do that in the next video, so because it's I think 21 minutes already, so it's rather long, and we're going to continue this in the next video. So thank you for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.